Hi guys, so today's video me and Yvonne are going to talk about things we wish we had known about chickens before we had gotten our chickens.
So this morning we doubled our flock size. We got another 10 chickens to go in with the 10 that we already had. So they're in there making friends at the moment.
We hope they're making friends anyway.
It doesn't sound like it. They're establishing their pecking order.
So we'll start off now with the things that we wish we had known. So number one thing I wish I had known about the chickens before I got them was that when you get chickens, they may not exactly know that they're chickens per se, or know about chicken behaviors and how to behave like a chicken, you know, because you read all these articles and people tell you about, like, oh, chickens need roosting bars, chickens are great foragers, chickens will scratch the ground for you, and when you get your chickens first, they may not even exhibit any of these behaviors because they've just come from a shed with 4,000 other chickens. They're 10 weeks old, they may not have even ever seen outside, so when you bring them home, they don't even know, you know. Like, I remember one of the main reasons we got chickens here was for pest control, and we planned as well on feeding them by leaving them free range and finding their own food. So at the beginning, like, we were feeding them worms and we were bringing them bugs and we were throwing down the bugs and stuff, and the chickens just, they were pretty much afraid of the bugs. They didn't know, you know, what these bugs were.
They'd like pick them up and throw them away. That was one thing, you know. They were curious of them, but they didn't know it was food.
Definitely.
They have to be taught that.
And as well with the roosting bars, we put in natural roosting bars, like branches of trees, because we heard about them being jungle birds and we wanted them to be like in their natural environment, and we put in roosting bars. They just didn't get roosting bars, or they didn't understand that, like, obviously we put in nest boxes. They didn't know that's where they were meant to lay. So what they would do is they'd just lay in the middle of the coop. So we're trying to get them out of that habit. Even still, half of them lay in the nest boxes, half of them lay in the middle of the coop. So it's just to be a bit patient with your chickens at the beginning, and you have to nearly teach them how to behave like a chicken, you know. So even with the roosting bars now, we'd set them up on the roosting bars, and eventually they get used to the roosting bars. You can put a fake egg into your nest boxes, so they'll know that, or you can leave 1 or 2 eggs for a few days in the nesting boxes if you mark them, so they know exactly where the nesting boxes are and what's the use of a nesting box.
So the second thing that we wish we knew about the chickens when we got them was that they are so good at flying. Like, so when we built the coop, you'll see in previous videos, or the run, like, it's quite high. We didn't think anything would be able to fly over it. And I mean, I remember one day looking out the window and there was a chicken outside. So they flew up, what is it, 5 or 6 feet?
Oh, 7 foot nearly.
So flew up and over anyway, and we were in shock. So we had no choice then but to clip their wings, which is totally painless. There's another video on that as well, about clipping their wings.
See it in the description.
So we done that, and I mean, the problem was solved, but we had let them, I suppose, with their feathers for a while, with their full wings, so they learned how to fly. So after looking up other videos as well, we saw that the best thing to do is to clip their wings straight away. It's totally painless, you know, and the batch that we got in today now, they won't know any different. You know, they haven't been able to fly, they didn't learn to fly, so it's like, it's no different to them. They've been clipped straight away, and we don't have to worry about this batch, you know, flying up over and getting into our vegetable beds or anything like that, or escaping.
So tip number 3 is that chickens are destructive. They might be small, little fluffy things, but if they get out of, or get into somewhere they're not meant to be, they'll make, especially hens, they'll make short work of your newly composted beds, or your fruit bushes, or if you've little seedlings in a bed somewhere and the chickens get in there, 5 minutes you turn your back and the bed is going to be cleared. So they peck, they scratch, they're actually amazing workers. So we've used them in the polytunnel to begin to clear some of the grass, and we've cleared some banks here of hardy perennial weeds like scotch grass and briars and brambles and stuff like that. We've cleared some banks, and the chickens came in after us, and they done an amazing job of scratching away, pecking at the ground, eating any little insect, and killing off any seedling or anything green. Same as we had a lot of stones in our extended chicken yard that we use around the compost system, and they came in and they pecked away at everything, you know. 10 chickens in an area with grass will not have grass in a couple of days, you know. They're really destructive.
Brings it right down.
So great workers, but don't let them get into somewhere you don't want them, you know. So good fencing, and like in the last tip, if you don't want them getting over a fence and you don't want to be putting up tall fences, clip their wings, and you can put up maybe 3-4 foot fences. And like, even we use a lot of pallets, and the chickens, they kind of struggle to get up on top of something the height of a pallet. So that's just how we keep them in.
So the fourth thing that we didn't know about chickens when getting them was they are amazing pets. They're fantastic to have around. I mean, like, you know, they're a bit skittish at the start, and you can see that in the new chickens we got. You know, they're kind of wary of us, a bit hard to catch. You know, they'll run away from you.
Yeah.
And like that makes me look back on how hard it was at the start. You know, they were running away, they didn't know what was going on. Sometimes they were so hard to catch. We'd be running around in circles trying to catch a few of them. You know, to put them in the coop and lock them up before bed. But now, I mean, they come to being called. You know, they're fantastic. They come to be called. You know, they don't really mind being picked up and petted. You know, they come to the door. You'd be pushing them out of the way when you open up the door to the run. Like, they're right there. They're so curious.
They're excited when they see us.
Yeah.
Like a dog, you know, when you come home and your dog, you open the door and the dog jumps up on you and all that.
Yeah.
As soon as we leave the house, and the house is like 150 yards, I don't know how, but they hear it and they see us and they get excited. They start coming towards the gate. We thought, like, when we got 10 chickens, there's absolutely no way that we could differentiate between each chicken, and they're all so different in different ways, you know. So it was actually quite easy to name 10 chickens and to remember which chicken is who, you know. So
maybe not so easy now with 20.
Maybe, but I'd imagine as we go on, they'll probably develop. The other 10 chickens will have their own personality, so we probably will, like, you know. So.
Okay.
So one last tip, things we didn't know about chickens is they have a habit of multiplying. Like, everyone has said to us, oh, and we kind of knew this, but we were kind of thinking, you know, maybe not, that when you get chickens, you will get more chickens. So we couldn't wait, like, to get another 10 chickens. They're just so much fun to have. And the best thing about having chickens already and introducing new chickens is that we've seen it already, and we only have the chickens a couple of hours, that the chickens learn so fast off the other chickens once they come in. So we've got these chickens that we got today, are from the same place. They're from O'Leary's Poultry in Macroom here in Cork, and the new chickens are pecking at the ground, are scratching at the ground, are using the drinker already, and that stuff that we actually had to teach the original flock when we got them. So
these ones are very quick to learn. You know, I'd say they were only in there half an hour and they were scratching at the floor, just copying the other chickens. It was great to see. You know, we're not going to have to teach them.
Yeah, it's so good that the chickens, like, have them role model chickens to look up at. So that's it now today from our video, guys. We're going to do another video on permaculture chickens and why we've chosen the types of chicken we've chosen, why we keep chickens, and how we manage our chicken system and what we gain from our chicken system. Because there's a lot of thought goes into where you place your chickens within your the context of your garden or your farm or your backyard or wherever you put it. You know, it can make a massive difference, even the placement of the coop, and what you surround your coop with, and how you can really get the most as well from your chickens. There's a lot of yields to be had from chickens, so we're just going to explore that in a video in the next week or two. So thanks again for watching. I'm Barry.
I'm Yvonne. Why is that so funny?
I don't know. So if you want to see more videos and you want to follow along with our chicken adventure here and our farm adventure, you can subscribe and like our video. Thanks very much, guys. See you again soon.
Bye. And also, if you're interested in learning about anything we spoke about, like clipping the wings or how the coop was built, just look at previous videos. We have a lot in there about how we reared our chickens.
I think we have like 20 videos now at the moment, so this is number 20. So, and if you thought Yvonne done a great job today in the video, it's our first time building up the courage to talk in the video.
Give me a like, I'd really appreciate it.
Add it in the comments, you know. So thanks, Yvonne, you did a great job.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks. Bye.
So the fourth thing that
Louder. Use your hands.
so the fourth thing
Number 4!
so many
Bark,
things
bark,
first.
bark, bark, bark.
4